story?
They've been stepping up their
I haven't had time to read or to sleep, and they're two of my favorite things, man.
They've been trying to do kind of like what Russia was doing, right?
Oh yeah, they're in it heavy. Wasn't there also some stuff with Russia and with Iran?
All right, let me.
Like everybody's got their hands in it, right?
All right,
I mean, they're trying.
Jamie, pull it up.
All right, let's go with it.
Do you see it?
China is based, according to Matt.
China is based.
They are based.
In the South China Sea, they are. The South China Sea is based.
Yeah, man.
So, yeah, 600 U.S. groups linked to Chinese Communist Party influence efforts. Where you go?
So they were having like sock accounts.
What?
Yeah. So they had like sock accounts that were saying shit like,
Okay, are we talking any hacking or just social media stuff?
Social media stuff, like
all right,
kind of stuff Russia did.
Yeah. All right, on like a huge scale or something, or.
Yeah, but it says they weren't very successful.
Right. So this doesn't sound that.
But they're trying to say that they have they've infiltrated all these local Chinese groups, like expat Chinese groups in America.
Okay.
With communist operatives, which.
Oh well.
So
all right, come on in.
So from reading this first paragraph, what they're saying is there's like a social media presence to go and attack Trump, right? And that it's influencing the election.
No, not necessarily. Like, it says that they didn't start out that way, but they've become more anti-Trump recently after Trump has just been so unpredictable.
No, it's because he's so tough
aggressive.
on China. Nobody's been tougher on China. That's the reason they're targeting him.
I mean, he's been tough on them, but he's been he also got embarrassed by them.
Yeah,
they won the trade war.
Right.
It turns out trade wars aren't that easy to win.
Well, they're good if you have
good and easy
international allies, and he at the same time was going
idiotic.
Throwing away all of our NATO allies.
Right.
Our allies, whatever. They're imperialists, but if he wanted to do a trade war with China, the way to do it would be to do it with your
obviously.
allies.
And he could have waged an effective trade war if he was. Yeah.
No, well, look, what it sounds like. You know what it sounds like is this? It sounds like the same shit when they're talking about Russian interference and shit. When as far as active measures and having people talk on social media to sow divisiveness.
Now, are you two sort of dismissive of all of this hacking talk, or where are you at with this?
The hacking is one thing, but what they really pushed was this active measures thing where you had a bunch of people up on Facebook setting up groups. And they're from Russia, and they're trying to stop shit. Then they're saying the same shit that China's doing the same thing, but to Trump. So I'm wondering where the Democratic freakout was over election.
Well, maybe just then those two can cancel each other out. We can just get the the Russians talking to the Chinese, arguing online, and they'll probably both be saying more intelligent things than most of us are.
Well, they aren't getting.
They'll elevate the baseline discourse. I think they'll be at a higher level of rational discourse than the latest presidential debate was.
Look at this part. The women that weren't real women, they were actually bots and trolls used as a systematic campaign efficiently with China. Jesus.
Yeah, that's what I said. But look at this part. 2,240 tweets, and only 99% of them got fewer than 2 likes.
Nice.
That's insane.
Not nice.
Bad poster.
We're rooting for them, though.
All right.
We want them to do good. I mean, at least I do.
I don't know.
Yeah, look what they're trying to. They say to shape the policy environment in the United States, pressure political figures it uses against Chinese interests.
They're trying to blackpill the libs.
Yeah,
that's what I like about
them.
They're trying to show the people how terrible their government is.
I don't know if that's true, but they're trying to hurt Trump in this moment. That's enough.
I think
recently, but their overall goal is to show people how shitty the government is.
That would be great if it's true.
That would be cool. I wouldn't even have a problem with that. But I mean, look, I don't even have a real problem with this at all.
Yeah,
anyway.
shit. I'm gonna have to give this more thought.
But yeah, look at sowing seeds of division. Jesse Young and her friends were all you had to go on. Chinese linked efforts to manipulate U.S. public opinion. This is exactly the damn Russia thing. It's
okay, so I feel like I have two thoughts here. One is that I get why people on the left are dismissive of a lot of talk about this kind of stuff, and I think it shouldn't be a complete dismissal. I think there is a place to talk about this. That this is something that it would be reasonable for us to say that's fucked up. Our government should retaliate. Defend our democracy. Just equal stuff, and just not retaliate in any kind of escalation military way, but just yo, we'll hack you back. Don't do that shit. I think that's reasonable. But I think the problem that we have that leads to the kind of dismissal or distaste for it is that most of those who talk about it in too important a way, too conspiratorial of a way, that they attach too much importance to it. So it's not that they're talking about a non-issue; it is a real issue, but just they lack context, and then they're blowing it out of proportion and missing other more important things to talk about.
The shit-lib media personalities
right, exactly.
built it up
exactly
the whole time Trump was in office
because
it was their QAnon.
And here's what I think it is. It partly is that there's too little attempt to be systematic and like clear and precise in news reporting. Like that's obviously not that. It's not about complex analysis. It's about what can stand alone. What can stand alone as a soundbite.
The truth isn't sexy. They want their trumped up version.
And this is largely because of market forces. These are businesses making a profit. What gets our human attention? Shitty, like wavy, shiny object. Something that is emotional or is sensational or is just a small, like interesting nugget. Like context, like rigor, like that doesn't sell.
Well, see that's exactly the way it played out. All this stuff played out in the mainstream media. It's sensationalist, to say the least, and then it becomes an array of fear mongering over Russia launching a bunch of Twitter trolls. But I do have a solution that the U.S. can do to retaliate in a reasonable way.
Oh God, what?
Why don't they just go and send the K-Hive after them?
I mean, they like. Why don't they just run the country better and not like be so susceptible to foreign actors embarrassing them?
Well, I mean, look, it's so easy to go and tamper with U.S. public opinion. Everybody's divided. You say one little shit, you have 50 million people coming after you if you say one thing wrong.
Well, apparently not these accounts. Like I said, 99% of them got fewer than 2 likes.
Right. So, I mean, most of it is just it's the same thing that that anybody tries to do when they join Twitter. They try to build a following and get people to go ahead and jump in on it. But I mean, I think people have gotten pretty good at spotting bot behavior, first of all.
Mm-hmm.
And the other part of it is there's so much discourse in there. Whatever people are talking about just gets lumped in with the rest of it. It's like pissing in the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I mean, who cares? I mean, now if it turns around, if this thing turns around, because like there's certain apparatuses that you can do to buy social media accounts that reach more people. Now, if there was some kind of effort that they're massive accounts that these governments now bought, and then you have a lot of people going and following what they're saying, maybe it makes it more influential. But it's not like there's not influential people saying things, or people with massive followings saying opposite things. So, and again, I mean, it's something that they're trying to do, but is it really all that effective? Does it swing a state? Does it does it buy votes? Nobody goes into Twitter trying to act and really is all that successful in converting people to their way of thinking. Everybody just hunkers down in their camps anyway. So, I mean, that's the way I look at it, man.
I mean, it reinforces that, though. Like, the more people you see sharing a certain opinion, the more confident it makes you in your having that opinion.
No, of course it does. But does it influence an election?
Maybe like mildly, but I don't know.
Because what it's going to do is reinforce a thought, right? It's going to reinforce a thought that you came in with, and then you were already probably going to vote on, and nothing that they were going to say was going to do that anyway. I mean, and then if you don't share the opinion that is being filtered out by all these bots, then what happens? You argue with the damn bot, waste minutes or hours of your life arguing with it, and it doesn't do anything anyway. You're still voting the way you were when you started interacting. So, I don't know. So, in governments taking the time to inject themselves into social media discourse, it seems like a pretty fruitless effort to me. But